Hi guys, good afternoon, good morning, good night, good time, anytime you're watching this video from. So, um, judging from my last story, I didn't get as much view, no comment per se, but someone reached out to me, and when the person did, in his DM, he said, "Oh, please." The video was quite interesting, but I really have something I want to share. But I think I'll share them with you. So I was like, "Oh, really? So what is it you want to talk about?" I was very excited. Like, oh, so people really do see your video, but they don't just comment. They don't just want to like, but they are really seeing the video. And when I went to the back end to see the number of persons that see the video, it was quite a lot. So I asked I asked her, and she sent me. He said, "Okay, just send me your email address." And of course I did. I sent the email address, and to cut this long story short, he sent me a mail, which I'm going to screenshot the mail here. But I personally decided to keep the handle. The only problem I have is I'm not consistent. Like, I don't know how you people deal with this content creation and being consistent every time. Oh, me, queen of not consistent. So when I read the mail, I think is probably like an everyday issue that a young girl has gone through, or I personally have gone through it. Is an issue because especially when you're not married. So let me just read the mail. So from the summary of the mail, there is the guy. Obviously they've been talking, and the guy obviously stopped talking to her after they refused. Maybe obviously she refused to have sex with the guy. So you see, that's why I said everyone at every point has gone through this experience. So she's asking, how best can she do this? And I think the first thing that came to my mind, I'm not trying to judge. I'm not trying to judge her. I'm not trying to judge the guy, because I have not heard from the both of them. But from my experience and from what I think everybody will agree with me is the guy clearly does not love you. Yes. The guy clearly does not love you. Okay, so I have some facts to back that up, because some person might say, oh, the guy might love you, and a guy might pretend after you turn his sexual advances down, he might still pretend to keep communicating with you till when you have sex he will leave you. But basically I feel if the guy could just turn you down, maybe his attitude just changed just like that, he stopped communicating with you, he stopped talking with you, it obviously means that there was no love. Perhaps he just wanted mutual sex, friends with benefits. So my first response was, he clearly does not love you, and here are my points. So first, if his intention was genuine, and his intention is obviously to take the relationship to the next level, not having sex immediately should be a yardstick. So I'm not also saying that it is also good for you to just meet a guy and you obviously have. It does not justify anything. Having sex or not having sex does not determine whether the relationship will last long. But there are signs. So my advice is this to you, and I think every other person will also have one or two things to also advise you on. So I basically would say, reach out, have conversation. You know, you might be thinking it's sex, and it might not be. There is 80% chances that is not wanting to talk to you is related to sex. So it might also be sex, but you can also not talk about it. It depends on how matured we are talking about. You could have an open communication, open conversation. You know, what exactly are we looking at? Are we looking at friendship? You know, is some persons will tell you the way it is. This is what they want, friendship. Or this is what they want, relationship. This is what they want. They want serious commitment. And the truth is, some men are scared of commitment. They don't show it. They don't want to express it. And some men don't also know how to communicate. They just buckle things up and wear these smiling faces. So as a young girl, especially when you're not married, it's good to have conversation. Don't work with assumption in your head. Have an open conversation. Talk about this, talk about that, talk about money, talk about the number of children you want to have, talk about sex position, talk about career, talk about retirement, talk about debt, talk about enjoyment, talk about family, talk about blood type, talk about everything. At this point you start knowing, okay, these are his strength, these are his weaknesses, okay, this is what he does not like to talk about, these are things that is sacred. Talk about religion, talk about tradition, what are those things they practice. Have conversation, and you will get to see, is this a friend, is this a husband, is this, but men don't always want to be the talker in the relationship. Yes. So as a lady, you try to bring the conversation up. Try to talk about everything. Try to talk about who is responsible for this, who is responsible for that. Talk about roles. Talk about job description. So you might be surprised that sex is not even what is on his mind. It might be something else that you did not even take note at. Perhaps he was expecting you to be observant to his feelings. He's expecting you to notice some certain things and you did not notice it. He might be angry in that area. So it's always good to develop the habit of communicating. So don't work with assumption. And obviously, I hope a lot of people get to see this video and also throw one or two things that might also want to help you. Okay, please don't forget to like. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. If you're an old and if you have watched the video up to this part, please, thank you so much. Drop a comment, drop a thumbs up. So next time till I come again for another amazing story time. See ya. Bye.